So the Philadelphia Eagles are arguably the best team in the NFL right now. Don't let that loss to the Commanders fool you. It's still a really good team. And led by Howie Roseman there as the GM. They just always draft well. And it's so frustrating because they get guys that just fall to them. And it's just, other than their like fascination with Georgia players, it's so frustrating. But overall, they also do come around with just some really good, talented players. The support staff, the scouts, top to bottom, they're just a very well-run organization. And today, we're going to give our best crack at it for our first mock draft for the Philadelphia Eagles. This is basically the version where we give it our best shot in terms of not trading around, just kind of seeing where the board falls and going from there. And so I think that the Eagles are going to have their work cut out for them. They're going to be currently sitting with the 28th overall pick, but I think this is going to be a fun time. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to jump right into it. This is the PFF mock draft simulator that we really like working with, and it does a really good job here. So you'll see here, 7-round mock draft, the Eagles at 28. We like to go a little bit higher on the PFF versus the public because we think PFF actually knows what they're talking about. Also, care for position values are relatively high. Drafting for needs is up there as well. There is a little bit of randomness because, hey, it's the draft. So we're going to go ahead and enter the draft here. Like we said, no trading. We're just going to go ahead and I like to go with BPA on a lot of these, but we're just going to see how the board falls. So we're going to go ahead and start the draft. Shedeur Sanders. Ooh, Cam Ward goes to the Titans? How? Oh, that makes sense, actually. That makes sense. So now we're down here at 28. You've got yourself a couple of needs at edge and linebacker. Ooh, Shemar Stewart. Do we really need, like, Nolan Smith is a stud. Do we really need help at edge? But okay. Let's see. Siobhan Ravel is there. Your secondary is looking really good this year, revamped with Quinyon Mitchell and company. That's looking really good. Shemar Stewart's a lot of fun, though. This dude's a stud. I know that he is definitely a little bit on the bigger side, but I just 6'6", 290. He's just, I would honestly put him more as a 5-tech edge defender. I think James Pierce is more of what you're looking for in terms of an edge defender. So if I had to pick, I would honestly say you would trade down here. Trey Amos is there because it's just, if this is where it was going to be how it would fall, like Shemar Stewart, don't get me wrong, is going to be a lot of fun, but I think he's just meant for more of a 3-4 as opposed to a 4-3. So I'm going to go with James Pierce here, right at 28. I think it makes a lot of sense. You take care of edge right away, and yes, he's an absolute stud. And then finally, also, now you're back down. Ooh, Chris Paul's there. I like me some Chris Paul. Chris Paul. I don't think his dad was the former Hornets point guard. I don't think so. But anyway, he's pretty good in coverage. Flies all over the place for Ole Miss there. Who else we got? Alfred Collins. Don Walker. Gunnar Helm. Jack Beck. Honestly, Chris Paul here would make some sense. I'm going to stop overthinking. We're going to go Chris Paul to help you out with linebacker there. Because I honestly don't know what's going to happen with Zach Bonner and Kobe Dean. It's going to be really, really, really interesting. So we're going to be keeping our eye on that one. DJ Giddens. Dalen Everett. Let's see. Darnell Jackson. Jonas Sanker. Honestly, I know that safety isn't a huge need for you, but Reed Blankenship to me is a liability. I'm not trying to be a dick, but he kind of is. I'm going to go Sanker here. Again, I know he's not a huge position of need, but I do think that it would be a better fit than Reed Blankenship at this current moment in time. Let's see here. Le'Veon Moss, Trevor Etienne is there. Jackson Howes, can't speak. Let's see. Will Howard. Tyler Cooper's a lot of fun, though. I also want to get a project tackle, though. I really do. Emory Jones is there. Only allowed 1 sack this year. I'm going to go with offensive tackle. Emory Jones. Jack Nelson. Yes. The meats up front. Smaller school guy with Chase Lunt, but it is what it is there. Mainly played right tackle. 176. I think we can get him. And so I'm going to go Haas here because I don't think that he's going to be gone. I hope he's not gone. Defensive tackle, Lunt is there. Okay. Jack Nelson. Lunt is there, 176. We could probably get him at 163. Ooh, O'Donnell Fortune. I'm actually a really big fan of Fortune. I'm sorry. I got to go with O'Donnell Fortune here. I'm a big fan of O'Donnell Fortune. Let's see. Oh, Riley Mills coming up out of Notre Dame. He's honestly a stud. Derek Julian Smith. We got a linebacker, Chase Majors, Jake Majors. I always call him Chase Majors. I don't know why. It's dumb. 163. Could we get a replacement for Kenny Pickett and just see what we have in Curtis Rourke? I'm going to do it. They always say, like, this is the thing. The Eagles always seem to get a guy in the draft that you just don't think that they should. It's baffling. It's frustrating and baffling. Chase Lunt is still there. Wabam! 163. I like it. Gets you a project at right tackle. He doesn't need to start right away because Lane Johnson is still getting it done. But you can learn behind one of the best to ever do it. Graham Mertz, let's double down and triple down on quarterback. Just kidding. Let's see here. Jordan Hancock's there. Ooh, Tonka Hemingway. Love me some Hemingway. Let's see. Rock Taylor's a lot of fun, though. Dude is just big play waiting to happen. And I'm gonna go Rock Taylor here because I think that from a playmaker's perspective, he's just so hard to mimic. And I know you got Jahan Dotson. I don't care. I want a speedster. I want a guy that can do everything. Let's see here. Howard Cross the third. Brady Cook. We're gonna go Jaeger Burton here, University of Kentucky. All right. I'm actually not too shabby if you ask me. This is pretty good. So you'll see here right at the top, they give us a B? What? All right. Okay, so James Pierce, right at the top there. I really felt like he's going to be a stud, and I think he's more of a natural fit than who do we draft him over? I forgot off the top of my head. Yeah, I think over Shamar Stewart. I just think that Stewart's more of a 5-tech defensive end as opposed to James Pierce, who I think is more meant for on the outside and maybe even pass coverage a little bit. Chris Paul, Nakobe Dean and Bond have both played really well this year. So, or Zach Bond, excuse me. I don't know. Maybe they won't even need linebacker at this stage. Jonas Sanker, again, I know this isn't a position of need, but Sanker fell to you here. It's just fantastic value. Jackson Hawes coming up out of Georgia Tech. Again, Dallas Goedert, Grant Calcaterra, but it never hurts to have another stud there at tight end. O'Donnell Fortune, where O'Donnell Fortune, like with his length and everything and his just press man coverage ability, I think he'd be an absolute steal here. I don't know what's going on with the PFF mock draft simulator here, but Curtis Rourke in the 5th round, I think that is an absolute steal. I'd love to see it. Chase Lunt. So the thing with Lunt is he can play right tackle. I think he can play a little bit inside. I think you're going to be just fine with him potentially being a guy on the right side that could do some good things for you at right tackle. Rock Taylor is a lot of fun. I think that he would provide something to this wide receiver room, at least create competition. And then finally, you got Jaeger Burton coming up out of Kentucky. I think this would be a good draft overall for the Philadelphia Eagles, just kind of seeing how the board falls. Now, again, this is our way too early edition, meaning we don't know how this is going to fall. We're just going to stick and pick and just see where the board takes us. And overall, I think that the Eagles, like we said, they always find a way to hit it out of the park, and I think it would be interesting to see how this definitely does fall down. But overall, let us know what you guys think about our way too early Philadelphia Eagles mock draft 1.0. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and we'll see you on the next video.